plea for voluntary restrictions from the governor as COVID cases climb. For the next 2 weeks, she's asking high schools to switch to virtual learning and suspend all youth sports. She's also asking people to avoid indoor dining.
To be very clear, these are not orders, mandates, or requirements. A year in, we all know what works, and this has to be a team effort. We have to do this together. Lives depend on it. We have to fight back against COVID-19 variants. We have to get vaccinated to keep you and your family safe. We're going to have some tough weeks ahead. So I'm asking everyone, please, take this seriously.
We're hearing reaction to the request to pause from school districts, statewide associations, and restaurants.
News 8's Kyle Mitchell has more on what they had to say.
Grand Haven Public Schools was the first in our area to announce a pause. The majority of other districts so far say they will continue with in-person instruction and sports.
We have 4 or 5 positive cases and upwards of 30 kids that are on quarantine.
As local districts announced their decision on the governor's request to pause.
We have a district of 1,700 kids. That's a small percent.
The superintendent of Comstock Public Schools says his district already returned from spring break this week and decided to continue with in-person instruction at the high school and sports.
Given our fidelity and strong faith to our protocols and safety regimens, we're confident moving forward we can continue to minimize our students and staff exposure.
Portage Public Schools says it will also keep offering in-person and a virtual option and is following state guidelines for athletics testing, something the district already increased following an outbreak in the basketball program.
We're testing our athletes on a weekly basis, and we feel that is a good strategy.
The Michigan Education Association says the increase in cases among the 10 to 19 age range makes the governor's request warranted.
We're still kind of figuring out what we should do, really.
A co-owner of La Familia in Kalamazoo says the restaurant is figuring out what to make of the governor's request for people to eat outside or get takeout for the next few weeks.
We want to keep people safe, but we also want to, keep feeding everybody and keep everyone going.
The nearby Bell's Eccentric Cafe has announced it will pause indoor dining for at least 2 weeks. A statement from the Michigan Restaurant and Lodging Association reads in part, quote, "While we support and echo the governor's call for a surge of vaccines to be prioritized for Michigan, we believe her suggested recommendation around indoor dining is misguided and doesn't track with available data." The MHSAA says it will continue with basketball finals this weekend following safety protocols. In the Kalamazoo studio, Kyle Mitchell, News 8.